Oh, that's okay.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday. Coming down the home stretch, almost halfway through the year. Can you believe it? It's almost July. And how exciting is times in LifeWave land, as we discussed on our call yesterday, our director's call, and we discussed on Monday evening. LifeWave is breaking sales records all over the world and specifically in the US, Canada, and North America. So congratulations to everyone, to every little piece adds to that. And we're kind of the darling of the industry. And we had a great discussion yesterday with our directors team. And the idea came up that, on today's call to make it the best we can, because everybody's getting out. I'm really excited, to just be out. We were at a farmer's market last night, and we met a couple of brand partners that are traveling through. Uh, uh, Chris and John traveling from Florida to Alaska in their motorhome and just passing through. So we just had a splendid time hanging out at the farmer's market, having dinner together. And then they found out there's a rodeo here in Livingston, Montana, and they decided they might stick around for the rodeo. So I don't know if they're on the call. It's early yet. And they're on the, in their living in their motorhome. It's very awesome. But what came up, the idea is maybe we just kind of do a sharing, unless some of the leaders share, and then initially everybody share. But
Chris joined us.
and Chris is there. Hi, Chris. Good morning. It was so fun being together. Hi, Janet. We see you there too. So, so we thought today would be a good day to kind of look forward. We like to work in 90-day windows. And if you look at the next 90 days, got July, August, September, boom, then we're into conference. And these next 90 days could be some of the most productive ever for you and your team, because the days are as long as they get. The longest day was just a few days ago, right? So the days are long. The weather is nice most of the time. People are getting out, socializing, going places. So we thought we'd just kind of do a round table of ideas, business building ideas. And Janet, who's on with us, came up with the idea, we're all about freedom, the 4th of July here in the United States. And that kind of carries over because everybody watches what we do here, right? 4th of July is about freedom. We at LifeWave, we can be about health and financial freedom. And maybe July should be Financial Freedom Month. And that would kick off this next 90 days, for everyone to do the best we can to make the most of our time and efforts leading into the 20th anniversary conference, which is going to be absolutely spectacular. So, Robin, did you want to share an idea on?
Yeah, well, let me jump in and feed on what Gregory just said. And what our directors wanted yesterday is summertime is special because people are out and about. Now, it's a little different when you have really nice weather all year long, that where you get to see people. But here, when the summer comes around, we see people we hadn't seen all summer, all winter. And it's this grand reunion. So yesterday, like Gregory said, we were with Chris and John at the farmer's market. And Chris, can we use you as an example?
Yes.
Okay, because I'd love you to
And
share.
then we'll chime in. We'll bring you up next, Janet, because I know you had something you wanted to share that you kind of shared on the director's call yesterday.
It was really fun. Chris doesn't come from a network marketing background. We just met Chris and John yesterday. And I want to thank Lavelle and Micah Curso, because Lavelle looked in his downline and noticed he had a director there that he didn't know. So he just kept inviting her to the director's call. And she came to the director's call, and then she messaged me, and the rest is history. So now we're good friends. But we met at the farmer's market yesterday, and being new to network marketing, she said, "What do you just do? Go up to strangers?" and so Chris, would you share what happened yesterday at the farmer's market?
Well, let me tee it up for you, Chris. We're walking through the farmer's market, just kind of chatting. And Chris says, well, we're kind of homeless because they're living in their motorhome and they rented out their home in Florida. And then what happened, Chris?
And when the nice couple said, well, you can come live with us.
Total strangers.
Older couple,
They
you know,
were-
70s and 80s.
Total
They were
strangers.
sincere.
They
They
were.
were
and
very sincere. Yeah.
So then we're going over and
The lemonade
we're
stand.
standing in line in the lemonade stand, and this woman it was the guy, the couple. The guy says, "Well, you can come live with us." You know, he was dressed kind of smartly, 80-year-old guy, really looked healthy and bright. He was just cheerful. And we're standing in line, and this woman behind us in the lemonade stand was his wife. And I'll let you and
Yeah,
Chris
so,
and,
well,
and
Chris,
Robin.
why don't you share what happened?
So I basically just stood back and watched Robin. It was just so interesting how she led with her heart. She never spoke about our products or our business, and just became friends with this woman. And it was just amazing to watch her, and not be trying to push on any information, and it just came natural. And I was so happy to just be there. It was like a perfect training for me, and it was just from her heart. She just became friends with this woman, and didn't mention our business until the woman asked. She did mention Bora Bora, but and then the woman asked, well, what exactly do you do? And she barely touched on it, but and then invited her to her home.
So thank you, Chris. So what happened was, Chris is asking me, what do you do? And I said, what people forget, and you hear me as a broken record, excuse me, and I'll continue to be a broken record, is we're in the relationship business first and foremost. And so, I realized it was the same woman that offered to have, John and Chris move in. It was so fun. And they live in this really beautiful area in Paradise Valley. And so we were talking and I asked questions. That's what I do. Just being curious, how long have you lived there? Where'd you move from? Well, turns out we both lived in the Bay Area, and we talked, looking for connections is what you always want to do. Because years ago, someone said to me, well, I've had a lot of people say, you're just this great networker. And when I was asked to teach a networking class, when I was doing career transition work, it's an unconscious competence. It was. So I started watching myself. What do I do that makes it so easy to connect with people? And the way my brain works is I'm always looking for connections. And so that's why we use form, family, occupation. And so I just ask some questions and find out that, excuse me, they live this beautiful place, and they moved from California. And so I asked what she does, and she's a flower arranger. And I went, oh my gosh, I want to invite you over because our garden is in full bloom right now. I said, would you teach me? And so we were just having fun. And she's got a bunch of family coming over. So I intentionally did not get into anything about the product or business, because what we're doing is we're building a relationship. So I said, they have family coming in town. I said, wait till the family gets all, where the family's gone and you're all back and settled again, then let's get together. And so we exchange numbers. And so it's the beginning of a relationship. And she did mention that my husband really needs that. As Gregory said, we're in the age reversal business, but we didn't go any further. We didn't go any further at all. So the bottom line is, if you go to places that you like to be at, and we shared with the directors yesterday that every Wednesday afternoon, and all of you should know this, we leave our house at 4:00. We go to the Livingston Farmers Market. It's a big community event. We love, love, love to go there, and you never know what's going to happen. So we met these wonderful new people. So today, and my guess is, we're going to become friends, and they're going to get in our business, and Chris is going to have a Montana contact in her business. Because if it wasn't for Chris saying we're homeless, and this couple out of the blue inviting them over, it's like, it's a very friendly place here. You never know what.
Yeah, when you're done, you can invite Janet. Pass it
Oh.
over to Janet.
So You know, what we love to do is go to the farmer's market. So what do you love to do in the summer? And we want to kind of hear from a lot of you because this is, like Gregory said, such a prime time where we're meeting new people, where we're out and about, and you have an opportunity to connect and develop relationships that you would not have had. So Janet, you want to jump in?
Well, good morning, everyone. That's a wonderful story and teaching lesson, Robin. Thank you. We talked yesterday, it occurred to me this last weekend, 4th of July is coming up, Independence Day. And I just thought, wonder if we focus this month on financial independence, like a theme for the month, because summer can be slow, people are distracted, but people are meeting other people and they're on vacation, right? And we so much lead with the product that I think there's room for us to lead with financial independence this month and kind of tee off the 4th of July. So I haven't really had a chance to kind of think through it, but with my team, we have regular meetings, and I think I'll bring kind of maybe a little contest to it or tell your story. What has LifeWave done for you? I just had, a simple thing, like one of my managers, now director, said she posted, "Oh my gosh, LifeWave just paid for my new prescription glasses and they're paying for my whole trip to Yellowstone." Well, that's really tangible. That means something to people. They can, versus like the term residual income, which I love residual income, but most people don't understand it, right? So maybe if we just start telling our stories. Secondly, we had this, I got three things. Secondly, yesterday on the director call, Robin and Gregory talked about all the amazingly wonderful things, humanitarian, philanthropy things the company does. Well, that's a huge piece of our story and a huge piece of what people join us for. Like, we're real, we're tangible, we serve the world. So I've committed, I will make us a marketing flyer. I want to be able to tell our story from another aspect besides the product, because people are looking for new homes and we're a pretty darn good home. And then third, if I can tag on to Robin's creating relationship, just being in service to people, but you got to be prepared. So Sunday, I've been in behind Zoom and in my office all week. I was like, I got to get out. So friend and I took a Sunday drive to this little town. I'm here in Central Texas. And we found this really cute little ice cream shop. And we're spending time there. And the woman comes out behind the counter. And I look down and she's got this giant gauze pad right below her knee, and it's all full of blood. And I just paused and I said, "Pardon me, but are you injured?" And she goes, "Yeah, I just gashed my leg open back there and it's all bloody." And so I just started creating a relationship, asking her if I might help her. I'm prepared. I have my patches with me all the time. I have a little presentation booklet. I have cards. So I just offered her Next 39. We patched her leg. I gave her a little, just tiny little story, what it was going to do, a couple patches, a card. And she was like so thankful, because she actually probably should have been in the hospital getting it stitched up. But be prepared. You never know. I didn't go in that ice cream store going to pitch LifeWave, but here you could be of service to someone. So there's 3 ideas for you.
All right. Thank you, Janet. And, the term financial freedom is, years ago when I was in a breakfast group. This is before the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books came out. And Robert Kiyosaki was in that breakfast group in La Jolla, California. And I was introduced to his cash flow game, which was all about residual income. And the definition is that true freedom, and this really landed with me and has stayed with me. No one has freedom until your residual income is greater than your expenses. So it doesn't matter how much money you make. If your money stops flowing, how long can you last? Because the money's coming in.
And Robin, can I give them my definition of residual? Just because it's a term lots of people don't know. And tell me correct me if you got it better. But just say it's money coming to you today from things you did in the past. Where if you lose your job, there's no money coming from the past. So
Right.
we're building a team sport activity where everybody does a little each week, and you start getting money today from all those things you and the team did in the past.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Helen, you've got your hand up. And we'd love, and Lavelle, you're next. Go for it.
Good morning. I love this idea of, sharing the finances. For me, I've always, as a lot of you know, for me, it's a health product. It is a health product because without it, there's stress. What does stress do? We all know what it does, right? So when you have enough cash, you don't have to have all that stress. And Robin and Gregory, you changed my life because I have to say I wasn't a more stressful financial situation. And now, wow, thank you so much. And I know the future gets brighter and brighter. But I wanted to share, I had this idea at the last booth. I was like bold, like, I like that. Do you need extra cash? Says Kai, right? All the time. Just find out, do they need it or not? So we put this piggy bank up. See it? Little piggy bank. And we had 20s and 30s, and we had a sign, need extra cash. Well, in that little form, do you need extra cash? We had so many more people fill in they needed extra cash with a little piggy bank sitting there. So that was pretty cool. And then when we followed up, those were the ones we followed up with first, the ones who said they need extra cash. So in our presentations, we always present that now. It's a health product.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you, Helen. I love, you're making it fun, and you're going to hear much more from us talking about the business than we ever have, because and that was inspired by David and our trip. And we started doing it before that when we started the Tuesday night change in the presentation of presenting the business, because we're living in a very uncertain time and prices are going crazy and people are stressed, like Helen said. And from stress you create inflammation. Inflammation creates disease. So we want to reduce the stress, but we have got, and David, shared this, the best opportunity that probably, in our profession right now. It's amazing. And we want to share that too and find out if people are open to that. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Helen. Lavelle.
Morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so Robin, I didn't know if you wanted to be on camera or not, but we hadn't seen you before. You were off camera. It was only showing Gregory, but now we see you. We see part of you. But anyway, we had our call last night with our group, and I always like to say, facts tell, but stories sell. And last night, Vilma Posadas, she's actually our Filipino leader. And she said, she shared last night, guys, I didn't know the comp plan. I didn't know anything about anything. All I knew is that I had curly fingers and now I don't. And that's all I did. I called all of my friends and now I have 150 people that she personally enrolled. So I think just share your story after you connect with people. It's really simple. You can do that in or out of your house, but share your stories, guys. Facts tell, but everybody likes to hear a good story. And keep it simple. But the other thing I wanted to share, Janet was talking about how do you explain residual? Well, this is how I explain residual. My wife she's a former actress and model. And when we first got married, she got a check in the mail from when she used to act and model. What is that called? Royalties? What is that called? I forget what that's called, but you know how actors, they're like Friends, they still get $1 million a week for what they did. You know, the sitcom Friends, they still, what is that called?
Royalties.
So that's how we can explain it. It's just like being an actor. They do movies and then guess what? For the rest of their life, they receive some type of royalty. And we can do the same thing. So just wanted to share that. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Robin had to take a call. Our bank was calling to verify charges on her credit card. I don't know. It just happens more often than we ever want that to happen. But I thought the fun thing we'd do is maybe some of you just share one thing that you're going to do this summer, one thing you should do, one thing you will do to kind of open up new doors of opportunity. I'm going to share one thing I'm going to do on the new liveyoungertools.com. I'm going to order those little square business cards because they're just unique, different. They fit in your pocket with a QR code and my picture and a little bit of the storyline on the back. That's one thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to be prepared. And as Janice said, you know, the old expression, never leave home without it. Have your business cards and have your patches with you. So who else would like to share an idea? Oh, Robin's summoning me back. Who else? Just raise your hand or chime in. But not all at once.
Okay. Kira, I'll share an idea after Kira. Go ahead, Kira.
Okay, I use a similar item to keep my patches with me, and I actually use something that helps keep the heat away from them, so that I don't have to worry about how close they are. But they're also put in a sleeve. It's a wallet that I got on Amazon that folds open, and it has a zipper part, and it's only about that thick. Oops, I think I don't know if you can see it. It's
Yeah, we
very
can.
thin, very thin. But I do plan to take a lot of these nuggets that have been shared today, because they're awesome nuggets, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kara. Great idea.
Never leave home without it.
Oh,
And
look at Roger sharing his little zipper bag.
there you go. I love it.
That's great.
And many years ago, Dr. Tiana, she said, you know, I always have my first aid kit with me, and that went ding. And, you know, I had the big patch pouch, and then I got the little one like Roger just showed. And yes, always have it with you. So in a
Mhm.
situation like Janet came across, you're ready.
Mhm.
Okay, Lavelle.
What we used to use is drop cards. You know those drop cards, you just drop them, it's really nice. It's really nicely done. And with the story on it, hey, no pain or whatever, you can put something together. We used to use drop cards. That's another thing we could do.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay. Who's
Gregory,
next?
this is Ann. This is
Hi, Ann.
Ann. Can you hear
Good
me?
morning. Yes, loud
I'm
and clear.
traveling and I can't raise my hand because I'm on the phone. But I wanted to share that, you know, you can do it from home too. We've had some caregivers coming into the house, and you know, Lisa and I tag teamed her. I left cards on the table, and she happened to read them, the envelope and some other information, and she got a little bit interested about it, and I started asking questions. And so I ended up, you know, giving her some patches, and Lisa's going to do some follow-up videos. She's very, very interested. So you don't have to be out and about. You can do it from home. If you lay things around, people read it.
Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can do it from anywhere. And I'm going to share what I've been doing lately after sun shower.
So I got two ideas. I think I'll do a booth real soon. Don't know where, but I'll figure it out. And the second thing is I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and go ahead to the Corona, California event.
Yay.
And a cool thing about that is that it's really close to my stomping grounds, high school and college. So guess who's going to be on the phone calling Orange County a whole bunch in the next couple of weeks?
That's very smart. It's very smart.
That's awesome.
My sister lives in California, so she's coming with a friend. I think someone that's on the call here is planning to come. Let's see. Anyway, I haven't got it all figured out, but that's getting out of my comfort zone, and maybe you guys need to do that too.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it'll be so fun to see people that you haven't seen in a long time, you know? And I bet you look better than all of them. Okay. CL. And unmute. Oh,
Good
great.
morning.
Good morning.
I love walking in my neighborhood and always talking to whoever I see, whether I know them or not. And one of my favorite things to do on the 4th of July is to ask people what are you declaring your independence from? And so
Beautiful.
there's quite a play there, because it could be, what are you declaring your independence from? Maybe it's pain, maybe we want more income. So there's all kinds of ways to play with that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, just getting out in the neighborhood. Get out.
Right.
Go meet new people. Wonderful. Gary.
Good morning, everyone. So I just moved, so I will be able to entertain again. And so I'm going to do some of the parties.
Nice.
One thing. The other thing is I sell honey at the farmer's market, and I have a bee suit with the feelers and the whole 9 yards. So because honey is so connected to health, we usually get on the subject of health, or if I know they're interested, then I'll they'll ask me, well, what do you do besides this? So then I say, well, we have a company that makes patches that help us make our own stem cells. So anyhow, it leads to tons of handing out business cards and flyers. And so I'm going to do more of that this summer.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to go ahead and jump in before you come back up, Lavelle. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to just show everybody. If you haven't seen liveyoungertools.com, when you go there, please don't get overwhelmed. But we've talked about it. And the first thing in here is these cool little square business cards. And then they're just unique and different enough. And you can each have your picture. So we'll have, Robin and I will have our picture there. And you can have a QR code linking to your LifeWave website, or you can have, linking to anywhere else. But, you get to choose the front you want, and you get to choose the back you want. And, and you just invite people to go to liveyounger.com. Hey, watch the 2-minute video there. And if that piques your interest, we should talk. And it's just a nice way. And they'll probably keep that card around because it's different in size. It's a little square card, 2.5 by 2.5. You can buy 250 of them for $55. It'll probably last you all summer. And that's my decision. That's what I'm going to do.
All right. Lavelle, did you want to come back in?
Yeah, in the chat, people are saying, Lavelle, what are drop cards? Can you explain? So drop cards are where you buy a lot of cards, just like Gregory just said, and you just drop them. You just drop them different places. And if it's fancy enough, people were like, what's that? You see what I'm saying? They'll pick it up. And some people will respond, some people won't, but it's all a numbers game. But yeah, have your information on there. Like Gregory said, you would just have the little 2-minute, go to liveyounger.com, and you could tailor it for however you want. Hey, more energy, more this, less pain. Hey, and go watch this little video and give me and follow up with it. Those would drop. You just drop them around where there's plenty of traffic. And some people pick them up, some people won't. It's a numbers game, but that's what drop cards do. But always remember, if you can get someone's number, in my opinion, the fortune is in the follow-up. If you can actually get these cards, like Gregory is saying, get your cards, and if you can make that connection with people and ask for their number or email, because the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, but drop cards do work, but you just got to get out a lot of cards.
And so here, go back to liveyoungertools.com. Here's rack cards or postcards, which be like drop cards. You can buy 500 of them for $100. And it piques people's interest. There's several to choose from. And this
That's a good one
really
right there.
well.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's unique. That's unique.
Yeah.
There you go.
And your contact information is right on the back. And you notice that Robin, before we left our new friends at the farmer's market, she had her phone number in her phone. So Robin has their contact information, and she will follow up and invite them over to go pick flowers in the garden. And we just might end up talking about stem cells.
Hey, Gregory, it's Helen. Karen O'Neill taught me when you do that to take a little selfie with the person so you remember their face. If they're, if they're connected, like certainly they were with Robin.
That's a great idea.
And it's fun to send them the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
You do a little selfie together so they remember you remember them, and send it off to them. That's a great idea. We forgot about that.
Did you have something new, Shansero, that you wanted to share?
Yeah, yes. I love what you just said, Helen. That's a really good one. I try to remember to do that. No, I don't try. I just do it as much as I think of it. And home parties, that's going really well. Doesn't really matter how many people come, just keep being regular about it. But if you know that you're having a home party and you just need to talk to people, right? And it'll kind of force you in your own mind to actually do that. It's easy in this kind of business to let a week or 2 or 10 go by. But no, we need to keep on it. We need to discipline ourselves. And that's why I continue to do them every single week. And I think that I see that growing with my team too.
Beautiful. Well, I just want to say, I think the Patel family is well represented this morning. All three of you
From South Africa.
Africa. So Hasina, we'd love to hear from you. Welcome to the call from South Africa.
Thank you, Robin. Yeah, today I don't teach a yoga class at this time because I know that it's the call. So anyway, what I wanted to say is even if you're like me and you contact people mostly online, I find that even with social media during the summer, like the change of season does make a difference. During the summer, people are sharing different things. And if I'm contacting people from the Northern Hemisphere, people from the US particularly, they're sharing certain things that they don't share in the winter. So it's just a great opportunity to get to know them better and be able to say to them, oh, we're so like-minded. Well, why don't we jump on a Zoom call or something like that? And I've always loved getting to know people. So it just really works. And people like teachers are on vacation in the summers. So they're doing different things. Maybe they have, different hours and you can contact them during hours you wouldn't be able to during other parts of the year. So yeah,
Beautiful.
that works for me.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to see you here. All three of you are here. I love it. I love it. Okay, Helen, did you want to come back?
I did. I was just remembering what the fabulous people up in Maine do when it's beautiful weather. They have a party, bring a potluck with healthy food. You could go to the local park and a picnic with a covered thing and, do trainings, and people could even go to those kind of parties. I think people like that. We recently did a booth at a Renaissance fair. We ended up in the woods. It felt like we were camping out, but it was so fun and we had great results. So yeah, Renaissance festivals. Try that.
In the summer is when there's so many things going on. I mean, you can just go to your local, events wherever you live and find out what's going on in town and show up because the vendors are entrepreneurs. And if you're having a booth or not having a booth, you want to make sure you get to know the vendors, develop relationships with them. Why do you love what you're doing? And if they say, well, I really don't, I say, well, are you open to look at something that's really fun, or something like that? But get out and about. Yes. Did you have something else, Sunshower?
Yes, is it Hasina?
Yes.
Yeah, Hasina, great that you mentioned what you did about social media. And I know that's not about getting out and about, but I'm getting out of my own comfort zone too by I've started a business page on LinkedIn and Facebook. And I reach a lot of people around the world.
Nice.
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 And keywords really make a difference.
Yep.
When you're doing
Keywords. And you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Because I can do this with my webcam. After our miracle calls, I'm going to write a note to myself about something that impressed me, and I'm going to speak about it on camera, and that's going to be part of my newsletter every week.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you just reminded me, in one of our groups, they put the cover of Time magazine up. It's on stem cells.
Yeah,
So
this
go out-
month.
Go out and is it Time or what is it? Time magazine? Lavelle would know.
It is, yes, Time.
Yes.
Time magazine, yeah.
So you might want to get a few copies. And, something that I've been doing, and this isn't about summer, but Many of you know that I've been a photographer for many, many decades, and there you go. Thanks, Jonathan. And I love sharing my photos, and I have quite a following on my personal Facebook page of my photos. And I don't typically market to these people, but what happens is, I look at who likes my photos, who comments, and I get ideas of who I want to reach out to. And I started doing that. And there's a woman who expressed interest, when I first started 5 years ago, and nothing ever happened. I followed up several times, didn't happen. So I reached out to her because she's liked my photos. And now we have this, newly rekindled relationship. She was in my business decades ago. And she goes, I am really excited now, and I'm ready to get started. And so using your Facebook page, not to blatantly market the product, but it's the relationships. And I have this, kind of a significant following of people that like my photos. And so I can start, I'm thinking of Punta Cana points, Punta points. So how do I continue to reach out to people and pick the ones you love? But the other part is it is a time to get out, do the things you love to do. If you're doing the things you love to do, the other people that are there, you already have a connection with, and you can develop a relationship. And I will continue to talk about that more than anything, because once you have the relationship, you can go anywhere. But don't jump in to talk about the product or the business until you've established a connection and find out about them. I mean, yesterday it was so fun when we met John and Chris for the first time. Like Gregory said, they're traveling through here. And I had an opportunity to sit down with Chris on the banks of the Yellowstone River and learn about her. And her story is amazing. And we're going to have her share her story on one of our calls, because it's extraordinary. And her whole story about how she got involved and says, no, I don't want anything to do with that Band-Aid. And,
$100 Band-Aids.
yes, $100 Band-Aids. Anyway, and it absolutely.
And now she's a director.
And she's a director. It
Yeah.
changed with no network marketing background. She didn't even know what group she belonged in. But she, took the initiative to become a student and has been learning every single day. And she made it to director, and she's going to make it to the top. I'm absolutely guaranteed. So I'm looking at the time.
And Lavelle, do you have one last thing you want to do? And Jonathan, I'm going to spotlight you. And if you could hold up the picture again so everyone could see that of the magazine.
Let's all go to the store today and get a few. He's finding
Lavelle, do you have there you go. Time Magazine. That's this week's Time Magazine, because that's a weekly pub, isn't it? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
So
Micah Kersel sent that to me.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
Timely
Thank you,
opportunity. Thanks, Jonathan. Lavelle, do you have a closing statement you want to make for us today?
Yeah, okay. I decided I'm gonna bite the bullet. Okay, Gregory. I'm going to the gym. I used to run 8 miles a day, but I'm going to the gym, so I'm going to plant 2 trees with 1 seed. By going to the gym, I'm going to make new friends. I always say, make a friend, make a deal, right? So make new friends. So I'm going to encourage everyone to go to the gym, make some new friends, ask somebody to support you as you lifting weights or do something, and get to know them, and then develop that relationship. And then, hey, do you know anything about stem cells? So we can get in shape with our business at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do. And Gregory, I'm going to ask you and Jonathan to hold me accountable. Did you go to the gym 3 times this week? Have someone hold you accountable.
All right.
My wife says she wants her boyfriend back anyway. So
that's a great motivation. Okay, well.
Wait.
Robin's got something she wanted to share.
Share something.
Oh my God.
So speaking of that, okay, I think here we go. Look who's there at the gym yesterday.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, he was,
Great job.
we were having.
Go
a great
ahead.
time.
Show that, scroll down, and there's Chris and John at the farmers, or no, just Chris and Robin at the
Yeah.
farmers market yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we were just having a great time.
Yeah.
And you do things that are healthy, you're going to come across other healthy people, and that's the kind we want, right? So we on the business chat, we typically do, half hour of
Oh,
our
that's right.
our business chat, and then we open up for any kind of business Q&A, and we can continue on this topic, or we can open up to anything you want to ask about is in the business at all.
Yeah,
And
this is the official Ask Robin call.
it's Ask the Leaders, so,
Okay.
and if you have other stories, and maybe we should have Chris share her story.
If she'd like to, that'd
Chris,
be,
would you be open to share your story? Is she still here?
let's see
Okay,
here.
well, we're gonna have her come back on another time
Okay.
because it's such a great story. So, comments or questions about, building, it's really true, the most fun wins, and get out and have fun, and guess what's gonna happen?
And maybe some other business building ideas that you might have, ways that you can get out and meet people, whether it's going to the gym, going to the farmer's market. We're going to have people, invite some people over to our home to pick flowers. And we're going to have some flyers around talking about stem cells, LifeWave. So if you have any other ideas you'd like to share, that'd be awesome. And we'll just.
Okay, Susan.
I have a question about the InTouch app. I'm just getting started, and I went to the Living Younger Success website, and I'm kind of following Jeffrey's 1, 2, 3. Last night I was reading about the app, and I have it downloaded. I've used it once, but one of the things you talked about was having all these events in it, and the company events would be in it. And I noticed in your example, I could see company events listed in the app, but I can't seem to add any. And I was wondering, am I supposed to do something special for them to populate?
I don't think that part of the app has been fully activated, so we're not really using that part. And I did that recording quite a while ago, and and so the company is staffing up, and one of the new staff hopefully will be in charge of the InTouch app to take advantage of the many additional features like that that's not being used. So it's not you, it's all of us.
Okay. Yeah. There's still, other than that, there's still a lot that I need to learn
The
about.
beauty
but,
of it, it's it's this compendium of materials that you can send instantaneously for free to anybody anywhere that has, internet or the phone or WhatsApp or, many of the different communications. And it's also a great watching library. You can just go there and watch stuff, or you're waiting in line on a train, on a plane, you can be watching, the videos and finding the ones you like. So when it's time to share, this would be the right thing for that person.
And
the video that I used to, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Robin.
Oh, go ahead, Susan.
The video I used to love was This is LifeWave, because it just showed such a broad spectrum of all about the patch and the company and people and the Olympics, and that one has been taken off, I think.
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't
very
seen that one.
soon, just what I was going to share, we're going to have, new videos available for everyone to share. And so right now, a lot of people are using liveyounger.com because it has some of the videos that were taken off. And so it's a resource. What do you want to say, honey?
And I want to say that in the top row, the third one over is LifeWave Business Opportunity. Even though it says business opportunity, it's very similar to what is LifeWave. So you may look at that one as an alternative. That's the one that we're using to share as a primary share.
Yeah.
And do you find people are put off when they're interested in the patches from their own personal perspective, and then they get a video that is sort of a pitch for the company? It's something that I kind of struggle with, and I'm just wondering what everybody's experience is.
Well, that's a really good question. You want to give people the information that is appropriate for what they want. And so if they're interested in product, you give them product information. If they say they want to change their lifestyle, they're open to an income opportunity, they're tired of what they're doing, then you would want to send it. But I wouldn't send the business one unless they express interest in the business.
Or I would qualify, say, I'm going to send you a video, and the first part's all about the product. It also does talk about the business because, there is a business opportunity, but I'm just want you to focus on the front end that talks about the products. And that kind of lets you off the hook. And they might say, oh, wow, there's a business to this. So, and to me, customers are like silver, brand partners are like gold. They're both very valuable, but it's really wonderful to get brand partners. So I think because it does cover a lot of information about LifeWave, I'm just kind of scrolling through it as we're talking. I think most of it is pretty appropriate, but you'll have to take a look at it, and I hope they'll finish the editing of that other one and get it back up soon.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you
Thank-
so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Susan.
So Donna, you got your hand up next, and then Hasina. Want to unmute Donna? Great.
Hi, I'm Donna. The two biggest objections that I'm getting when I'm talking to people is one is the money, and the other is.
Say that again, please. Donna, could you say the first one again?
The first one is it's too expensive, the money issue, and the second one is this one of those network marketing and multi-level, and they seem to be have a bad taste in their mouth about that. So for the one, I usually say it is. However, you don't have to sell anything or do anything. You can just be a brand partner and just use them yourself. And that's fine. I tell them that because I know that if they get these patches on their body and they start getting results, they're going to tell people. So I kind of am not much worried about that. However, the money thing, people, they don't have a trouble spending money for vacations and cruises and all this other stuff. But then when it comes to spending money on these patches, they go, oh, I can't afford that. So is it because I haven't established the value? Is that where I should go?
Oh, you're so smart, Donna. It's never about the money. It's always about the value. So when people say that, to me, it says you haven't taken the time to find out what's really important to them and what they want more of in their health and what a difference it would make in their life. We like to ask the magic wand question. If there was one thing that could be better in your life, in your health, that would make the biggest difference, what is it and how would that change your life? And so really finding out from them what's most important, because $100 is nothing. The patches could go for thousands of dollars for the value they provide, and so we really need, again, it's taking the time to develop the relationship and get to know what's important to them. And then the network marketing one.
And hold on before you
Yeah.
finish that. And what Robin tactfully did, she turned that question back to interest in them. Yeah. And my retort for the money is health is a lot cheaper than disease. Okay. Staying healthy is a lot cheaper and a lot more fun than paying the consequences of disease. And, is there anything, and then you could switch it, is there anything in your health that, you'd like to see improved? And now it's back on them. You're showing interest in them.
And may I add, I started using this as a solution, which is, okay, I hear you. And so how about if we cut that in half and you purchase the patch, you sign them up as a brand partner in this case, you purchase the patch and then you wear it 7 hours a day and you start to make your stem cells. And then those stem cells will make stem cells. So when they really, now I'm offering them a solution. So it's going to put it in their face that it wasn't about the money, right? Yeah. So it's just the purpose is to get it going. So that has worked.
Great. Thank you. And, for people that aren't familiar with our profession, which is a lot of people, and a lot of people have judgment, there's less and less I'm noticing. And when your belief is rock solid about this business, my suggestion is you probably will attract less and less of people that judge it. But if people have a hard time with network marketing, what I like to say to them is, if they say, is this network marketing, or I don't like network marketing, I've, in a very neutral tone of voice, say, help me understand why you say that. I'm not judging. I'm not trying to convince. I'm not trying to say you can do it without network marketing. I want to understand, because typically when people have judgment, it comes from ignorance. They don't have their own experience, or they've had an experience that was less than stellar. And so we want to find out, and then I like to say, well, what if this is different than what you experienced in the past? If there was something safe, natural, and affordable that could get you out of the pain you're in, what's your openness to learn about it? So we
Mhm.
always want to go back to what's important to them.
And one response I like to give, Donna, when people say, is this network marketing?
Proudly.
Is something like, actually LifeWave is a leading edge health science research and development company with breakthrough wellness products. And they strategically chose direct sales as opposed to going through the pharmaceutical route, to get these products to market. And that shifts it, because we're not just a money-making opportunity, but we are a money-making opportunity, but we are really a leading edge. I mean, when we were in Bora Bora, David shared with us, actually, I think it was Ryan shared with us, that LifeWave is contracted with the most expensive leading edge FDA, FTC attorney to defend and present our case about activating stem cells. David's really committed that we activate stem cells, even though the FTC is trying to get us, FDA is trying to get us to stop. And this legal firm that we're now working with, the company's working with, says of all the companies they've worked with, they've never seen a wellness company with as much clinical research on all their products as we have. They were blown away. We stand in a class by ourselves. So we really are leading edge health science research development company. And that kind of shifts it. So
hopefully that helps, Donna. And building belief in the profession is important for all of us.
Mhm.
If you're less than a 8 on the profession and your belief, it's time to build your belief. And I know our sponsors, Dr. Joan and Dr. Nicholas, when they first got involved, they went, oh my God, it's going to ruin our practice. It's network marketing. But they didn't know anything about network marketing. They just had a judgment about it. So what they did was they became a student, especially Dr. Joan. She became a student of our business model. And she has an extensive business background in the financial world of giving loans to businesses. She goes, how come I never heard about this business model? Because we don't need loans to get it. But she fell in love with the model. And Gregory likes to call it, the next generation of the free enterprise system.
Mhm.
And so it's a magnificent business model that more and more people are waking up to. And especially, when people are looking more for plan B during the pandemic and realize I can't put all my eggs in one basket. And so it was really fascinating. Okay, Hasina.
Robin, just after I spoke, you said something about keywords. Can you say more about that, please?
Okay, well, whether you're writing a resume or going on LinkedIn, people will look for words like age reversal, anti-aging. We're staying away from stem cell in a public way right now for compliance purposes, but putting in the words that will attract the people that you want to attract. And when they do a search, like if you go online and you're searching for, the best omega-3, you're going to pop up all different products with omega-3. So putting those words in there that attract the kind of people that you want to have in your business that are looking for what we have. So it's, it's all in the health realm, or it could be lifestyle. It could be a variety of things. Yeah. And
Got
do
it.
research on that. And I noticed in the chat, someone mentioned like living in the question of what do you want your freedom? What do you that was amazing. What are you claiming your independence from? And I invite everyone to live in that question as we're choosing July as Independence Month. What are you claiming? And it could be independence from self-judgment. It could be independence from pain. It could be independence from scarcity. So set your intention for what you're claiming. You know, where's your energy not being supportive, and claim independence from that. And it's going to be different for different people. So out of all my decades and decades of personal development work, one of my absolute favorite tools of all times is living in the question. And when I facilitated enlightened leadership for decades, my job in front of the room was to hold the place that everyone in the room had the answers for their own challenges. And my job was to ask the questions or to bring forth the knowing. So for myself, asking ourselves the questions, what's it going to take for me to be, independent from blah, 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 the limitations that I've had related to whatever that is in your life. And so live in the question and know that you have the wisdom that will activate your own inner wisdom to bring it forth. Because the most brilliant people in the world live in great questions. You want to say something?
Yeah, Carola, you put a post in there that I responded to, but I thought it was worthy to bring forward to everybody's attention regarding a chiropractor saying it will interfere with their business practice, which is exactly what Dr. Nicholas, Dr. Joan thought. And to their surprise, it enhanced the clinical outcome. It enhanced patient satisfaction, results, and referrals. And their business grew 25%. So, but that's a key term that you can use with any health practitioner. These products are proven to enhance the clinical outcome with your patients. And we learned that from Dr. Nicholas.
And what he found is his referrals increased 25% from integrating. And, I had someone recently that wasn't open as a practitioner. And I kind of said, why did you get into this profession? And they want to help people. And I said, if there was something that could enhance the clinical outcome that you didn't have available to you, would you be open to learn about it? Because we're looking for people that are open. That's what we're looking for. So thank you for that. Okay. Anyone else?
Form is family. Let's see if I can remember it.
Recreate. It was occupation.
Oh, family, occupation, recreation, because everybody likes talking about their family. They like talking about their occupation. They like talking about their recreation. And the M is the message. Then you deliver the message.
Yeah. And Jana put a post in here. Money objections are never in capitals. The real resistance. It's a knee-jerk response that they flow out. As Robin says, so back to the issues you shared, you might ask, how long would you like to stay in pain? Go back to their concerns. It's so true. It's really always about the value. Because, sometimes you hear a big ticket item and it's like, whoa, but if you learn about the value first and then the ticket price later, and it's something you really, really, really want, you're going to figure out how to get it. Yep.
Okay, we're right at the top of the hour.
Any other final comments from anybody?
Is it for sure the Time magazine this week?
I don't know. Jonathan, what's the date on that?
Hang on, let me look at it real quick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So while Jonathan's looking, we invite you to go out and have fun. And from my perspective, meet some new people that are people that you'd like to have in your life. Like this woman, her name was Heidi Johnson. And we have another Heidi Johnson in our business. And she was just a bright light. And she and her husband were both in their 80s, I think. But they were spunky and, alive, and they looked really healthy. She said her husband really needs it, but we'll get to that later. So, I like to have people write down a list of qualities and characteristics of the kind of people you want. And you might see someone saying, you know what, you have this bright light and you're the kind of person I'd love to have closer in my life. What's creating you?
What do you do?
What are you doing that has you so healthy? I mean, I walked around at the farmer's market and I went to this, I was just drawn to this booth and it was Ancient Grains, and this woman had this wonderful energy, and I could feel it in her baked goods. They were Ancient Grains, and I started talking to her about it, and I said, I think you love what you do because I can feel the great energy coming off your food. She goes, I do. I really do. And I love educating people about Ancient Grains. And she kept going on and on and on. So it was really fun to just connect that way. And then that could turn into something. Okay, are we done here?
Jonathan, did you find a date?
So I made it large, and it looks like this is an old article. This
Oh, really?
It says February 9, 2009.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, it's not
Yeah,
very-
I thought that, so I didn't want everybody to have to
Okay.
go out to
Well,
get their
don't go rush
magazine.
out. That
Yeah.
saves me a trip to
the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well,
Thank you for that. Okay. Well, it is in the news and it is the future of medicine, and we are definitely in the right place at the right time and have truly the best opportunity. LifeWave is an amazing opportunity, and we'll share more of what we've learned from the company and Bora Bora, maybe on the Monday night call.
yeah.
A
Mhm.
little bit more than we did last
Mhm.
Monday, some more highlights. Because where this company is going, no company has ever been before.
I was thinking maybe we could invite our global vice
Ryan.
president, VP of sales, Ryan Barson, to be a guest on our Monday night call. So hold that intention. We're going to extend the invitation for him to join us and share some global insights.
Well, thank you everyone for being with us this morning and all your contributions, and go have fun out there in the summertime. Look and see what's going on in your community and do something you've never done before and meet some people you never met before and develop relationships, and that turns into you know what. So take care. Have a great day, everyone. We will see you Monday?
Yeah. And there won't be needless to say, next Thursday, we won't be having a Thursday morning call. Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
See
you,
all.
guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yes,
Great call.
wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Synergy.
Lot of
Thank
great
you.
education.
God bless everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Have a good X39 day.
Thank you
too,
all.
Val.
Thank you, guys.
Synergy.